Alright, so I decided today I'm going to do a tour of my shop. It's a little messy. I had it up at the horse barn, but people kept breaking in. Just like the other day, I was at the post office and my mom called and said someone was up in the barn. And so I ran home, grabbed a shotgun, but by the time I got there, they wasn't there. They didn't steal anything. So let me put my hat on. Sticker board over there. Weed eater holder for repair stand. I just stick this into a vise. It's not the prettiest thing. It was actually my first welding project. So punches and chisels, clamps, woodworking, squares, 1/4 inch bender I built a while back. My 140 Lincoln welder. This drill press don't work, the motor's bad. So I'm gonna have to get a new motor. I'm still using this little one over here. Angle grinder. One of these days I might upgrade, but I've had that same one for years. I made the stand for that, and the stand for, or the holder for the, and then that holder for the sawzall. On my wall, since I've just moved back, I ain't got a whole lot. Snap-on screwdriver, regular screwdriver, star tips, or not star tips, torque. Fuel line clamps. Just some cheap wrenches, crescent wrenches. A few spark plug sockets. I've had this little gear wrench set right here for a while. I still use it a lot. I've had it for probably 3 or 4 years. More, I don't know if y'all can see that. More screwdrivers. Let me see if I can turn this light. More screwdrivers. A bunch of diagnostic tools. My OBD readers in the house. I got a few spark testers. Compression tester. Tacks. Thermometer. Stethoscope. Maybe speak. Some little wrenches. All different sizes. I'm sure there's a few tins in there. A bunch of ratchets of different sizes and breaker bars and extension bars. I like these speed handles. I mean, this is handy. I like this. But I still like my speed handles sometimes too. Pliers of all sorts. Kinda like these new side cutters from Harbor Freight. They're pretty good. The only thing I don't like is their handle. The rubber on the handle comes off easy. These I had to pay a little bit more because I couldn't find any that had the super small tips to do on lawnmowers, snap rings. I had this set and it just didn't go down that small. But this works great. I mean, it made its money back in no time, so I ain't worried about that. Bunch of channel locks, wire pliers of different sizes, hemostats for doing fuel lines on weed eaters. These long reach ones I use for fuel lines on weed eaters and stuff too. This, I don't know why that's in there. Wrong drawer. But yeah, that's that drawer. This drawer is all my gear wrench stuff. Metric over here, it goes from 8 to 18. It skips a few sizes. I hate when they do that. Then got my stubby ratcheting wrenches right here, which goes from 5/16 to 3/4. and the flex heads that goes from 3/8 to 3/4 too. These actually get used a lot. Some bigger inches. Some sockets out of all sorts, big, little. It's my small engine drawer, engine building stuff. Of course, hone, sill puller. See, I got two different valve springs, and I use them both. I use this one on OHV overhead valves. I use this one on flathead valves. So they both came in handy. Grass buster, that came in handy. Ring compressors. This is actually a valve kit, a new old stock valve guide kit. I bought this before it to test the valve guides, and then after I bought this little tool, I got this and it had it in it. Valve lapper, flywheel holder, dial indicator for reading building old Tecumsehs. See, I cleared out an auction. I bought a whole truckload of parts and tools for $80. Piston stop. Gasket scraper. There's some non-small engine stuff like this and this. This was for a 4.6 Ford. Air tools. These little cheap air Marlins from Harbor Freight are as good as the snap-on ones I've used in diesel shops. So it's just as great as them. And like, I think this was like $2, $3. Impact sockets. I don't have really expensive air tools. I don't have to use them as often, but I do still have them when I need them. This set right here. Let me get over here. This right here is my 1/4 inch set. I got this off of Amazon. I'll include a link in the description. But I got this from Amazon. Got a lot of dirt working up in the barn, so I need to get that cleaned out. Take out all my filler gauges. Anyway, I use this set pretty much every day. I gotta clean out the case from being up in the barn, but it's been a great set. I think it was like $30, and for $30 set to last as long as it has, because I bought cheap 1/4 inch sets before and they not even last long. I was going to get a gear wrench. I didn't have all the money for a gear wrench set at the time, so I bought this to hold me over. Another good take-along set is this Blue Point set. I use this as a take-along set. It just got your standard sizes. It goes from 6mm up to 19, and standard from 5/16 up to 3/4. And then you got from 10mm wrenches up to 19, and then 3/8 or 5/16 to 3/4. And then you got some swivels and some adapters and extensions. This is a good take-along set. I've actually used this set a lot too. Alright, what else did I got in this box? Now this is just brake working stuff for cars, for those rewind calipers. I'll put it in the box. I got some Intech Nicky carburetors in here for some projects I got. impact screwdrivers. Those come in handy. Put these back. We'll go over to the welding toolbox. Top one I got bits and taps and stuff. Taps and dies. About every shape and size. Oh. We got bore gauge here. I picked this up at Bates swap meet in Fort Worth. I think I said that right. And then I got this one at the auction. Oh, I'm gonna lose that. Got this one at that auction where I bought all that stuff for $80. Same with all these filler gauges. All these filler gauges came from that auction. You can never have enough filler gauges. If you lose one, I got plenty more. That's just welding gloves. Got my rest of my welding gear up there, my welding jacket, my mask, my welding helmet. This is actually regular MIG wire, but I have yet to get a tank after I bought it from a buddy. So right now I'm just running flux core. So that's just a bunch of random, and there's nothing really good in there. Paints and stuff. Just a bunch of hardware up there. I got some more up in the barn stuff to bring down. My Mojack and my boat spins with all one of my small engine parts with like my flywheel holder and stuff like that. Alright, let's look at this stuff. Right here is a Handy Harbor Freight Fet Special. I've used this from taking bearings off of deck spindles to removing steering wheels off of garden tractors, which I'm going to make a video soon removing the steering wheel off the 110. It actually is going to probably be easy because it's been removed before, but I figured a how-to video would be cool. Fuel pump and vacuum tester. I actually got this one to find the exact top center on the first cylinder of a 4.6 on a Ford F-150 or 150. Amazon find. This, I mean, C-clamp always works with the caliper, but this shit right here has been handy. So I think this was like 20 something. It's been used quite a few times. Those of you that's new to the small engine world, if you got an ACR like a lot of modern engines have, this is inaccurate. This compression tester is inaccurate. So if you want to diagnose, I got a video out. If you want to diagnose the engine problems, especially if you have an ACR, you would use this cylinder leak down tester, which is tell you if your piston rings are leaking, or it's leaking around your valves, or you got a leaky head gasket. This would point it out, and this is worth having in your tool set. Oh, that's another one tool. You have to have an air compressor. That's another thing I ain't brought down yet. It's my air compressor. This is just old tools of mine, that old Stanley set from when I started out. An old Craftsman set. Oh, down there is my Kohler K241. It's been painted and I got it covered up so it don't get ruined. That's going back on the John Deere 110 when I get it finished. Over here is actually the hydraulic system for a hydraulic lift for that 110. It came on it, which I've never seen a 110 like that until I got this one. They had that, so it's pretty cool. And then it's just a bunch of small metal up there for art projects, and then a jumper box. Pete's having to push something neat, something close to a car or something, or trying to bring a car in it. This right here, for some reason all my pins are missing. This right here is a pin holder I made out of PVC pipe. It works okay. Alright, it does its job. But that's about it. Thinking about adding some of my Be Small Engine hats to my Etsy store, where we make hats for 2 websites right now. So I'm thinking about adding that. Oh, I got a belt grinder down there. It works okay. Not the biggest fan. It sticks sometimes, and then my other miter wouldn't work and stuff. But yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you ain't. Hit the like button. Also remember, Be Small Engines is also on Instagram, so I don't see it. So make sure you check us out on Instagram too, because I post there probably more than I post on YouTube. I try to post on YouTube as much as possible, but I do post on Instagram a lot. So thanks for watching.